Alright, this is Boxing with the Truth. I am the Truth. Today is March 6, 2016. And today we have with us two-time female world super bantamweight champion, Shelly Vincent. How you doing today, Shelly?
Good, I'm doing good.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out to talk to us. Basically, if the fans aren't aware, there's a lot of stuff going on between you and Heather Hardy. And eventually, everybody wants to see a fight between you two, including you two boxers. I know they're trying to make it happen. I know they want it to make it happen on TV. You guys are both signed by Lou DiBella now, so it actually can happen. But I want to go back to the beginning of this. Right now, she's actually 15-0. You're 16-0. This would be a great fight for the fans. And I want to step all the way back to the beginning. You supposedly started throwing her name out there or calling her out about 3 years ago. Why did all this start?
I mean, we tried to make the fight a couple times when I was first starting out, and then she got started like maybe a month or two after me, maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. So it really was it was an easy fight to make. She was in New York, I was in Rhode Island, so it made sense to make the fight. But every time we called, it was like, no, because they know it was a risk. They know that, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be the one that gives her problems. I'm going to stop her. Like, I'm a real fight. But so she kept saying no, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to call her out. Like, this is boxing. This is a hurt business, not ballet. So why am I going to be all timid and shy? Like, no, let's make the fight happen. And then I felt like they padded her and that, you know what I'm saying, that she was never really in with nobody. So, you know, and then as the time went by, they kept avoiding me, whatever, kept avoiding me, no. Then we actually, my manager at the time went into to the office when we have it on tape, and they said, hey, well, Shelly will take the fight in New York at the Barclays when she fought Tribolino. And the answer was, and we have it on video, was, oh, no, absolutely not. That's our ticket seller. Why would we feed her to her? So, you know, so it all comes down to and they say, yeah, you're protecting her? And they're like, yeah, we're protecting her. So, you know, like, and we have that all on video. I mean, it's there. It's in the flesh. I mean, it is what it is. So she can't say that it's not what it wasn't. I mean, maybe she has confidence in herself, but they didn't have confidence in her. So if that tells you right there what's really what, you know. And then now it's just to the point me and Heather do not like each other. And you know, I appreciate everything that she does for sport, and she has got us to the pinnacles that we are. She sells a lot of tickets. I know the type of work that she puts in, the same way that she says she knows the type of work I put in. So for that, you know, I clap for Heather. You know what I'm saying? And she is helping the sport, so I can't be mad at that. But like, she's garbage. She can't fight. And I mean, I'm just completely being sincere. I know I beat her. Yeah, like I said before, she couldn't beat me with a mallet, or she could eat all the Lucky Charms in the world. If nothing's going to help her that day, and really, I don't like her now. I dislike her so much, and she slandered my name and said I picked on her daughter when I called her out. Yes, it was a Wednesday night. I think we was at BB King's or no, we was at the Roseland Ballroom, and they were closing it down. It was a Wednesday night. It was 1 a.m. by the time I actually seen her at midnight. So how was I supposed to know that your daughter was in a bar at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday night when she should have been getting ready for school? You know? I have my daughter too, but I don't bring my daughter out to my weekday fights. I bring her out to the weekend fight, you know? So I didn't know that her daughter was there. And of course, her daughter was crying when she was off to the side. I didn't even know I wasn't in her daughter's face. I was in her face, and all her people was off to the side. And she, of course, her daughter's gonna cry. I just called her mother out at ringside. She saw it, but she thinks it's something that it's not. But it's boxing, and we fight each other. So it's not like I was trying to, you know. It was just the way that she said it is crazy, and everything that I do for kids, like, it's so far fetched. But she said that nobody believes her, and you know, Stevie Wonder sees what she did there.
Okay, so let me tell you how she responded to the fact that about how you first started calling her out and why you called her out. She claims that you called her out for at least 2 years because you knew basically you had two different promoters. You knew the fight could never happen. And she said now that you have the same promoter, she said you can't be protected anymore. You're not going to be protected anymore. She said there's no place for you to hide. You can try to knock her out with your body shots like you said to her face to face in the ring after your last fight. But she said this is about shutting you up. She said you're not an obstacle. She said it's about shutting the mouth of a big bully. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's clean. for one, I'm not a bully, and anybody that knows me knows I'm not a bully. If they try to pick me as a bad guy, everybody knows I'm not a bad guy. I have one of the biggest hearts in the world. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot, so I try to give back a lot. Now, me being protected and the two promoters, we offered her $8K to fight, and then the ticket cut. It ended up being like $12,000. This thing, we didn't offer her anything. So she was protected, and then she told my promoter, yeah, we're ready to do the fight. So, you know, and I have that all documented also. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? And then she was like, oh, I chased her out for her fame. Nobody knew who Heather Hardy was. I was already in Ring Magazine. I was already on billboards and stuff. I don't need her for nothing. I just want to beat her ass. So, you know, I don't like her. And like I said, I felt like she's padded. And look at, why wouldn't I call her out? She's undefeated. I'm undefeated. Well, I was number 1 at the time. She was number 2 or whatever. You know, it's like, why wouldn't I want to fight her? That's Boston. That's Yankees. It's great for women's boxing. She's a top ticket seller. I'm a top ticket seller. Why wouldn't we do that for the strides for women's boxing? How am I a bully for doing everything else? A guy calls a guy out at school. I call out this no heat having broad, and now I'm a bully.
Well, listen, I want to let you.
That knows me knows I'm not a bully.
Okay, like you said earlier in the interview, she did say it to the fact that she does respect you because of the fact that what you are doing for this sport, what you have done for the sport. She said she will give you the credit that if this fight happens, you are the one that have made this fight happen because of all the stuff you've been doing for the last couple years, calling her out, getting the drama started, everything, getting people to pay attention to this matchup. So she will give you credit for that. But she did say you're not an obstacle. She's going to walk through you. She said twice in the interview that she's going to beat the living shit out of you. She said basically, and what really threw me is she actually called you an asshole. Do you have a response to that?
Asshole. I'm the whole ass. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, she could have walked through me if she was a ghost. For one. Now for two, Jackie Tribolino beat the shit out of her. Me and Jackie Tribolino, my face was clean. The ref didn't have to stop the fight. No, nothing. We was landing shots on each other. So, for one, she's feather-fisted. She's a pillow puncher. And, I'm just gonna walk through her. I'm gonna pressure. They think I'm gonna try to box her and do it, whatever I'm gonna, like, no. For one, she's not gonna hurt me. Jackie Tribolino out her off mouth said, and she fought us both. Shelly Vincent walks through Heather easily. Any way you look, they said I'm gonna humiliate her. She ain't finding my head. And
Okay.
the only bottom weaving she does is when she ducks me.
Okay, so let me ask you this. She said at your last fight, she sat in the front row, and she wasn't impressed with your skills at all. But now you claim that you're going to take her out with body shots, and realistically, you only have 1 knockout. So why do you think you'll take her out with body shots?
I dropped 3 girls that I fought. A couple of my fights could have been stopped, but they didn't stop it. I fought girls that take shots. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to be quite surprised when her ass gets popped in her mouth for all the shit that she's talking. Yeah, and it's like, I'm glad that she underestimated. I'm glad that she came to that fight that I only trained 10 days for, and I only sparred once because I had a back injury. That fight on 10 days notice. So, I mean, and you know, so, and I walked through that girl easily on my worst day. So, you know, I mean, no disrespect to Renata. She's tough, you know, but I was coming off a back injury. I only sparred once, and I trained 10 days. 10 days. That's it. So, I mean, she is in for a shocker. The only type of heat that she's going to have is her face is going to be on fire.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
And I promise you, and you all hear this, I'm hurting her with a body shot, and she's pissing blood for weeks.
Okay, so let me, I mentioned in the beginning that you're a 2-time world champion. Now, you actually hold the UBF World Female Super Bantamweight Champion and the IBA World Super Bantamweight Champion. Are you going to put up either one of these belts against her if you fight her?
I mean, it all comes down to what Lou wants to do, and I mean, I'll put everything up against her. I'd put the house up because I'm not worried about Heather. I was never worried about Heather, and Heather knows that I'm going to give her problems. Everybody knows that I'm going to give her problems. That's why they waited so long to fight me, because her old got to go, and I'm the one that's going to do it. That one on her record's going to be Shalito's way. Okay,
now, I recently heard that you possibly have a fight coming up in the next month or two. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're working on a couple dates right now, yes.
Okay, and
supposedly... I was supposed to fight on the Porter Thurman card, and the card fell through.
Okay, and now she just announced that she actually has a fight April 16th. So will you be there at her fight?
Absolutely, unless I have something coming up and I need to be training. So, but I mean, I really don't need to look at nothing no more. But I mean, yeah, I go.
So you actually will go to the fight? Will you just go and watch the fight?
I go to every single fight that I could possibly go to. That's what we do. We on our free time we go and watch boxing, what we love, you know, and study our craft. Like, so that's what I do regardless. So of course I'm gonna go. She's on the card, great, you know. But yeah, I mean, I already seen all I need to see, and there's really not much there that impresses me.
Well, I guess my question is even though you're going to just go to see boxing, will there be more drama in the ring? This time, will you step up in the ring?
I mean, before they never let me in the ring, and every time I did get in her face, she would shake and all that stuff, and they would always try to get me out of there, and then she would go out the back. But now that she is getting it heaty, you know, I mean, the heat is on, temperature's rising, so like, if they let me in the ring, yeah, I'll get in the ring. But at this point, I mean, everybody already wants the fight to happen anyway. And at this point, you know, I'm done with the yapping. I'm about to make it happen. And so I'm going to get handled in the ring.
Okay, so now she claims that if this fight does happen, she wants it to be on TV. And I think the fans deserve it to be on TV, and so do you two ladies. But she says, you know, it's good for TV and good for women's boxing, but she plans on taking you out early. So apparently your opinion is the same thing that you're...
If she's taking me out early, we're going out to dinner. That's the only place that she could take me early. So, but, I mean, she's not taking me out. She's not stopping me. I mean, I've been in there with guys. I've been in there with girls tougher than her. I've been there with kids tougher than her. And there's no way in hell she's stopping me early. She doesn't hit hard enough. She doesn't apply pressure like that. And she's never fought anybody that applies the pressure that I do apply, you know? And I fight her anywhere, and I've been ready. I was born ready. I was born in the heat. I walked out of hell.
Okay.
I dug myself out of grave.
So let me ask you this. Why should the boxing fans come out and watch this fight between you and Heather Hardy?
Because it's the Boston versus Yankees, you know, final game. It's Taz versus Hagen. It's good for women's boxing. It's you know, it's there's bad blood there. It's personal. It's entertainment. It's, you know, I mean, you know, she sells a lot. I sell a lot. I mean, and because we hate each other so much, I mean, it's going to be intense. And I mean, it's perfect for women's boxing. It has to be on TV, especially the way that they rob people for her. That the whole world's going to see if they try to play that shit with me. And you know, but I mean, I'm beating her decisively, 1 through 10, and to tell you the truth, I stop her. And I'm glad that she thinks I can't punch. And, you know, I've dropped, how many, the girl that dropped her, and she really lost that first fight in her debut, I walked through that girl. You know what I'm saying? I haven't lost many rounds in my career, you know, and I don't know where she got these balls from, but she needs to put them down.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time to do the interview. I'm glad that you guys hopefully are going to come together and do this fight. I really hope that Lou gets it on TV because I want to see it. I know some of the true boxing fans want to see it. Is there anything that you want to say to your fans or to Heather before we end the interview?
I mean, Heather already knows what it is, you know, and it's R.I.P. for her. And good night. So, to my fans, you know, I just want to say thank you. For one, I don't have fans. I consider we a unit, and I build friends and family. So, you know, I just thank everybody for supporting me and coming out the way they always do, and, you know, helping me through my ups and downs because, you know, I've had it that fast, and I go through a lot of stuff, and a lot of times I just put it all out there trying to help somebody. But I just appreciate everybody that deals with me and helps me get through this stuff, and it's always just so supportive, you know. So I just want to, you know, thank everybody for that, and you know, like, and I mean, it's so such a great fight for women's boxing, and Heather does do a lot for the sport, and it's just a fight that needs to happen. But it's definitely all the way, thoroughly, completely, entirely personal.
All right, and the truth has spoken.